The old reliable. Sometimes you just want a vehicle that's familiar, dependable, and has proven reliability and durability. One that does not sway with the trends, but rather stands like a monolith in the middle of the desert. Today, we have one such automotive stalwart, the ISUZU MU-X 4x2 LSA. And today, we're going to review it. Let's do this. Hello guys, I'm Reagan and we are back here at Isuzu Manila where we're gonna do a showroom feature of the refreshed 2020 Isuzu MU-X 4x2 LSA. Now if you have a need for a dependable and rugged truck, you may head down to Isuzu Manila or you may contact the person in my description below. The Isuzu MU-X has been around since 2014 and to some people that may seem like a bad thing. However, if you've got a great thing going, why change it anyway? The Isuzu MU-X never even had any pretenses of being a style icon. Rather, it's always been that rugged, durable, and dependable car that can take you and your family to anywhere you want to go. It's pretty much like that old pair of sneakers that you've got at home. You just can't get rid of it because you know that every time you wear it, it's going to be comfortable AF. Now that being said, the 2020 MU-X LSA I have here has received some style and tech updates to keep it fresh and competitive in today's modern times. First of all, you get this refreshed and redesigned front grille that gives it a little bit more of an aggressive vibe. Granted, it's not that very dark gray material that we've seen in the D-MAX Bundok, but still, it's still not a sissy in any way. You also get these LED headlights here coupled with your LED DRLs in an aggressive headlight housing that complements the aggressive design of your front grille. You also have halogen fog lights here at the bottom that's ringed in chrome and also has a chrome garnish. I mean, this MU-X LSA 4x2 has a ton of chrome that will make any Honda CR-V proud. Now, regardless of all of these chrome bits here and there, you could never call this MU-X a sissy to its face because it's got this squared off brawny shoulders here for the front fenders and you've got that really mean and aggressive stance that could tell you that it really means business. Now when you turn to the side of the MU-X, you'll see that it's practically the same as the previous year's MU-X, except this baby now sports this two-tone 18-inch alloy rims and it's wrapped in a beefy 255/60 R18 Bridgestone dual-air tires. Now if you'll notice the side profile, it's strikingly similar to a Chevrolet Trailblazer. That's because they're practically twins. The MU-X is co-developed with General Motors, hence the similarity. Now, the MU-X, however, sports these muscular front and rear fenders here to give it that brawny look. If you'll notice the fenders, you don't also see any black plastic claddings at all. I mean, this is an SUV that can go places, go to any rough terrain, and it doesn't have an inch of black plastic cladding. So it turns out you don't really need them at all. So hurry up, somebody send a memo to all of those small crossovers sporting those huge, ugly black plastic claddings because you don't really need them for off-roading. Now, the MU-X love for chrome extends all the way to the side. You've got a chromed out power folding side mirror here and your door handles are also in chrome. Luckily, your step board is not in chrome. This is rather finished in a gorgeous black finish here. And when it comes to ground clearance, this Isuzu MU-X LSA 4x2 has a healthy ground clearance of 230 millimeters, which is surprisingly 10 millimeters taller than the lower variant LS. Sweet! Now when you head over to the rear end of the MU-X, you'll see that it's big and brawny, which is pretty typical amongst the 7-seater pickup-based SUVs that's found in the local market. In fact, it looks eerily similar to a lot of these 7-seater pickup-based SUVs that are coming from the other car brands. Now you've got your LED taillights here and it's tied together by this chrome garnish strip in the middle, and you also have a body-colored rear bumper, but it has this bumper overrider that's finished in very dark gray, similar to what's found in the D-MAX Bundok. Now this LSA model also has this chromed out tailpipe tip here that should make a lot of Titos of Manila quite happy. Now, when you pop open the lift gate, you'll see that it is not power assisted. It's a manual operated lift gate, so that should give your arms a workout every time you try to close this thing. Now, with all the 3 rows of seats up, you'll have around 235 liters of trunk space here, which is pretty typical amongst, let's say, small city hatchbacks when it comes to trunk capacity. If you need more than 235 liters of trunk space, you could always just tumble down your 3rd row, and that should give you, yep, you really need a workout. But anyway, that should give you around 878 liters of trunk capacity. Now the thing is, the 3rd row doesn't fold flat into the floor though, so you'll have to contend with that. Now if that's still not enough for you, you could tumble down to your 2nd row seats, and that should give you 1,830 liters of trunk capacity, which should be more than enough to haul all of your wife's shopping bags. Yeah. Now the ISUZU MU-X is a real man's truck. That means that you don't get any power assistance when it comes to opening the hood. You gotta use all the power in your arms to prop this thing up. Yeah. Luckily, I'm 5'6", so I could still reach up and put that hood prop right where it should be placed. Now the engine that we have here is the updated 3-liter turbo diesel engine that is similar to the one found in the updated D-MAX. This is already Euro 4 compliant because of its Blue Power technology, and it churns out 177 horses and 380 Newton meters of torque. Now this baby is also mated to a 6-speed automatic transmission, which should also put all that power to good use. When it comes to fuel economy, the MU-X is no slouch. It can do around 7 kilometers per liter in the city, mainly because it's such a heavy truck, and it could reach as much as 18 kilometers per liter on the highway. Now let's head inside just to see what kind of tech goodies and space we can expect inside the MU-X. Alright guys, you gotta pardon the plastics that's wrapping the seats. I mean, this is a showroom unit after all, so we can't really remove that. But anyway, when you look at the cabin of the MU-X, you could say that it is familiar. This is the exact same cabin layout that can be found in the ISUZU D-MAX, and you can even go as far as saying it's the same layout as the one found in the Chevrolet Trailblazer because they're practically twins. Now you do get leather wrapped seats here, but the leather leans more towards the durable side rather than the plush side. You do get white contrast stitching though, and you got a really nice and interesting pattern design in the middle of your seat back, so there's that. You also have a power adjustment for your driver's seat, so that's also another comfort. But if you look at the materials used in the cabin, you're pretty much surrounded by a lot of hard plastics, both on your door panel and your dashboard as well. Despite the hard plastic, you still get this nice blue mood lighting that's found on your door panel, so that adds a little bit of splash and color to your otherwise dark cabin materials. Now, the use of this durable materials here, it's not really a problem, guys, because the MU-X is just reminding everybody that it is a sport utility vehicle with a big emphasis on the word utility. If you want soft and plush, go get yourself a sedan or maybe a crossover. But anyway, moving from the cabin materials, you get this nice leather wrap steering wheel here. The leather is also still on the durable side, but at least you got perforations in the area where your hands would normally rest. You also have a cruise control system here. You got also the buttons for your infotainment system. Now, when you put your eyes on the instrument gauges, a lot of titos and titas of Manila will rejoice because the instrument gauges found here are a full analog system. You've got an analog tachometer, an analog speedometer, but there is still a concession to modernity because there's a tiny little screen in the middle that houses all of your vital stats. Moving from your analog gauges here, you go to your 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system that has now been updated for 2020 to include Apple Carplay and Android Auto, aside from the usual Bluetooth connectivity. You also get a DVD tray here because some of your passengers at the back may want to still watch some DVD movies, and I'll show you why later. Moving from your infotainment system, you've got your circular layout climate control system here. Now this may seem weird at first, but if you're used to a D-MAX or a Chevrolet Trailblazer, this is practically the same thing. The layout may be circular, but it is quite intuitive and quite easy to operate as well. From there, you got your no-nonsense gear shifter here that is connected to your 6-speed automatic transmission, but this shifter is surrounded by this glossy black, piano black finish here, which should accumulate a lot of scratches in no time. You also got this very Tito-friendly handbrake right here, and you've got your leather wrapped center armrest here that houses a center console. You got a couple of chrome ring, the cup holders here in the middle, and that totally rounds up the entire front part of your cabin. Now let's head over to the back seat and see what kind of goodies and space we can expect from there. Normally, the back seat of a 7-seater pickup-based SUV will be a little bit on the tight side, but that's not the case with the Isuzu MU-X. I'm 5'6", and as you could see, I got a good amount of knee room here, a good amount of leg room, and a decent amount of headroom as well. Still got maybe around 5 or 6 inches before my head touches the headliner. Now, while the MU-X doesn't come with any fancy sunroof or panoramic sunroof here, it does come with an anti-noisy kid device. It's got this drop-down 10-inch LCD screen that allows you to watch your favorite DVD movies or maybe even your favorite YouTube videos. Now, while we are in the age of smartphones and tablets, which would allow you to watch from those particular gadgets, nothing beats being able to watch from a screen that you don't have to hold up while you're watching it. Plus, manong driver won't be too bored when they're waiting for you at the parking lot. While you're stuck in traffic, you could even recline your second row seat just in case there's no poor unfortunate soul that's stuck on the third row. And while doing this, well, you can now sit comfortably as you watch your favorite Reagan's Rides videos on your screen. Now, to make your viewing pleasure more comfortable, you've got a lot of ceiling AC vents here that will provide cool air while you're watching the said favorite Reagan's Rides videos. Now, speaking of poor unfortunate souls, let's check out the third row and see how a regular size adult will fare in that third row seat. Getting inside the third row is quite easy with the Isuzu MU-X because all you gotta do is hit the latch here at the top of the second row, and the second row completely tumbles forward to give you access to the third row. Alright guys, so the third row is tight but not really cramp-inducing tight. It's still optimal for small kids, but for somebody who's 5'6" or smaller, this is actually quite comfortable. It's quite acceptable just for short distances or short trips. Let's put it this way guys, at least even while I'm stuck here at the third row, you might think I'm a poor and unfortunate soul, but at least I still get to watch from that 10-inch LCD screen up there, while the driver will have to focus on minding the road. Now, back here, there's really no toys that can be found. You got your cup holder here in a small storage area where you could probably park your phone or something. But yeah, this is actually quite a comfortable place to be in as long as you keep your journey short. The Isuzu MU-X may be getting a little bit long on the tooth, plus a new updated model is on its way, but this still presents a good option for people who prefer to have a familiar and proven truck. This MU-X 4x2 LSA retails for 1,795,000 Philippine pesos. Not really the cheapest option out there or the newest, but hey, being an Isuzu, it's gotta be worth it. Once again, thank you guys for watching one of my car reviews. If you like this review, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button as well. I promise you guys, I'll make it worth your while if you subscribe to Reagan's Rides. I'm Reagan, and I'll see you again in my next video. Bye-bye.